In Daniel 10, we see a different kind of answer to prayer. Daniel had been mourning and fasting for 3 weeks. He became physically weak, and eventually he was left alone because the men who were with him became terrified and ran away. Daniel was seeking God and asking for understanding. Then he saw a heavenly messenger who touched him and strengthened him. The messenger told Daniel, "From the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard." Daniel 10 verse 12. Daniel's prayer had been heard from the first day. But the messenger explained that he had been opposed by the prince of the Persian kingdom for 21 days. This was not the human king of Persia, but an unseen spiritual power opposing God's messenger. Then Michael came to help him, and the messenger was able to reach Daniel. The enemy could delay the messenger, but he could not cancel God's plan. Daniel did not know any of this while he was praying. He only knew that he was waiting. And this gives us an encouraging lesson. When heaven seems silent, don't assume heaven is inactive. We see today, God sees the beginning, the middle, and the end. In Daniel 9, Daniel received an answer while he was still praying. In Daniel 10, he had to wait. God's way of answering is not always the same. He knows what each person needs and does not work according to one fixed pattern. Daniel's experience teaches us not to give up simply because we do not immediately see an answer. God may allow opposition for a time, but he remains in control, and nothing can ultimately stop his purpose. The Bible also reminds us that spiritual warfare is real. Ephesians 6 verse 12 says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." What we see with our eyes is the visible world. But there is also a spiritual reality that we cannot see. That is why Paul tells us to put on the full armor of God, to stand firm in his truth, salvation, word, faith, and prayer. This is why daily prayer and staying close to God are so important. God hears us. God is working. And his purposes cannot be cancelled. If there is any obstruction, God is able to overcome it and accomplish his purpose. So when your answer seems delayed, don't assume that God has forgotten you. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Keep standing in faith. Because while we are waiting on earth, God may already be working in ways we cannot see. Amen.